So I go again. Now I want for soybean full fat equals this column C, where I'll put the percentage, over 100, don't forget that, times, now the raw material, I am starting from dry matter, don't forget that, and then enter, and then I click again, fix my C, and then I click enter, and then I move the cursor as I told you. So so you can see my formulas are in. So I do the same for lime, equals again C5 over 100 times, now I go to sheet, and then I go to the dry matter and I click enter, and then I fix the C so that it is not moving like this. So and then I click enter, and I go and still move and do that up to phosphorus. So you can see same formula, and then I do for lime, equals still C5 divided by 100 times, go to raw material database, and then click on the dry matter of salt, and then click enter, and then click again, fix C with the dollar sign, and then enter, and then I do the same, click on it, move in the corner, the right bottom corner. When I see a plus sign, I move. So, and then I do for general premix, I click, I do the same, it is this over 100 times is a star, don't forget that, the raw material, dry matter, I click enter, and then when I click here, I first fix C, I click enter, and then I move my cursor here, and then move to the right up to phosphorus. So I have finished getting my formulas from the to link the raw material to the formulation. So just to test whether it is working, just put there an amount and see whether it is working. Just check. So to 1, maybe premix 0.5, and then you will see how it is faring. You see, those are my nutrient contribution that I've extracted. So when I put in any number, I can reduce, and you see how that plays around. More. You see, when I change this now to 15, I'm changing maize brand to 15, and then I click enter, they automatically change. So that is how it works. Now that is for that part. how do you deal with the sums and to see whether your formula is working. Now I come here to the total nutrient composition. I'm going to do total. So I come to column C where there is inclusions, and I introduce a formula which is equals the sum. You've learned that of the first cell after the inclusion title, which is maize. Put double colon. You come down to now the last one, which is row 51, and then highlight and then close the bracket. You can see my formula is equals. I could probably enlarge that for you. Hope you can see it. So my formula, you see, my formula is sum equals sum. You just type this word in bracket C2 full colon C51. You can type the C2 there, or you go and press in the cell and then you click enter. Let me repeat that again. It is equals equals sum. You type it there, open bracket, go now, move your cells, move it using this on the side. You see where I'm moving this. See this where my cursor is on the extreme left, extreme right. So I'll move my Excel again. So when I move, I say equals this full colon. Then you move it again down, and now click on the cell just above the totals, which is, when I move, which is here, which is this. So you must see that highlighted section which has dotted lines moving. That means that's where your total ends. So you now close the bracket, click enter. Now you don't repeat that. You can repeat for every column, but the easiest way is click on that formula, do the dragging as I said, move your cursor in the corner. When this is a different, you see that is a different plus, and then this is also a different plus. Bigger plus, not good. Then smaller plus is what works for you. So you move now to the right like this. So it will tot up automatically from up. And it has told you. So you can now see the totals. You get me? You can see the totals. You can also see for every raw material. Let me try to reduce here. You can see the totals for every raw material. Here you are. For the total inclusion, the total, that means you have only formulated up to around 37.5%. You still have more opportunity to add their ingredients. The price here, that feed is costing that. Now, that total, we are going to change this because we want to do it per price, per kilo. So I am going to do something for you here. For cost, this one market. For cost, let me even highlight it differently. Yellow, green. For the cost, so I will do it red because that's where farmers, every formulator is doing that. Red. For the red, this formula, I'm going to improve it. I have highlighted, but I want the price per kilo there. So I will do one thing here. I will do one thing. Okay. Maybe the other one was working also, but this, I like this more than maybe we'll do this, but I can also change for you. This can work, or it can't work. Or you can abandon it. You can do this divide now by this. What you get is the cost per kilo, or you can do this the way it was. Instead of starting from here, you start from here and say this, because that divide by 100. Yeah, divide by 100. Let's see how this works. If I divide this formula by 100 and then drag down, I want to check with you and see whether it works. You see, it doesn't work very well because the cost is in something different. So let's go with our previous formula because I wanted to check with you there. So this is the cost and then the price. Yep. So just put there price times quantity. You get the amount per raw material, and then to get the price per kilo, you do the total divide by the amount you put. This divided by this. Don't forget, it is this, the total here, which is the sum of all the costs, divided by C 52, which is the total percentage you put in. It gives you the price per kilo. You get me? So after doing that, you've known the contribution, but you want to know how that is fair. Now at formulation, supposing I will show you at formulation, but you want to build your graph that can easily show you how the birds are performing, how the formula is performing. So assuming I go here, I click equal, that is during formulation. I bring my nutrient requirements, I'll click here, but to have a good feel of the nutrient requirement. So let us first do, and then you see what happens. When I do that, this is my nutrient requirement, and then I drag. What have you seen? You are going to see something weird. You are going to see a misplacement of energy in the column of cost, which is showing you that there's something wrong. So if I were you, I go to the raw material and introduce these two columns, this and this, to make sure it matches. So I'll come here, click on B, I right click, oh yeah. The other one I was telling you to drag is left click. No, but right, yeah, right. So I left click because I'm clicking on the, yes, yeah, whichever. But what I was meaning, when you want to drag, you use the click on your right, and if you want to highlight or to insert a row, you use the click on your left. No, the other way around. Sorry. you use when you want. Oh no, let me repeat. The best way is to show on my computer. I'll move it here for you. This is my computer. It is facing me. When I want to drag a formula, I was clicking here. When I want to insert a row, I click here. So this is my right clicking. This is my left clicking. So the previous one I was using to highlight formulas, do this, to move the left and all that, I was clicking here. I hold this. But if I want to do, for instance, to insert a formula, to insert a row, I'll click on B and then I right click like this, and then I insert a row. So this is how it will be. So let me move you back to the computer. So this is it. As I said, I click here. I click on B. It is highlighted. I right click. I insert. And then I do the same again. And I insert. Secondly, column. So, yes, that means things have changed. Let us check whether it has changed. It has not changed because we need to now drag it again. So now I'll go back, click here. This time it is the left, the one I showed you of left. I'll show you. I want to drag. I'm going to hold here on the left. Let me show you here from my. I'm going to left. I hold without releasing after moving, and then I move my cursor like this. So it is now changed. So let's see how it has changed. So here I am. I have my formulas. DM is 0 because I put 0 there. If I wanted to put there anything, there would be something, but there is 0 there because I don't want to formulate for it. If I want to show seriousness about percentage, I would put here 100% to show that that's what I expect as total for formulation. So my formulation, so far I've used 35 out of 100. So I am building my formulation, Excel formulation tool. So I come here. I want to know how much energy have been contributed and how much. So I want a graph that will help me see that without looking at numbers. That one still can help you, but this is how I do it. So I come here and now do my kind of I would say I want to do a graph. So I will do a column of nutrient composition. And then I'll also do another column of percentage supply by formula. So I have now 2 columns. So the nutrient composition column equals to dry matter equals to ME. You get me? But the best way, you just click equals, you click there, equals to this, equals to this, equals to this, equals to this, equals, I'm just clicking enter. When I click that, I click enter, equals to this, and then I move because the other one is hidden, equals to this, equals to this. Yes, yay, that is it then. So what am I now looking at? I'll do the now contribution. So I will set this percentage equals this, which is applied, over what is required, times 100. Enter. Equals, what did I do? I did the wrong one. Sorry. I am on DM. Equals DM, which is this, over this, times 100. That's weird. Equals this energy over this, which is required, times 100. Equals, as protein, this which is supplied, over this, times 100. Equals, so I'm on lysine, this over this, times 100. Equals, and now I'm on methionine, this over what is required, times 100. Equals, now I'm on M plus C, this over what is required, times 100. Equals, this crude fiber, I'm on ether, over this, times 100. So equals crude fiber, this over this, times 100. Equals calcium, this, sorry, it is hiding, this over this, times 100. This one equals, let me say, this which is supplied, over this, times 100. So that is my my column. Always, if that dv or what means, the moment you divide by 0, it gives you that. You could go back to the nutrient requirement and just put there. We always recommend a moisture content, the best moisture content that keeps raw material. You've read that in the handbook. Feed should be as dry as 12%. That's the moisture content. We should have a moisture content of not more than 12%. So that means the recommended dry matter content is 88. So you learned that moisture content calculation. So if I put here 88, what is it? It's supposed to be here 88. Sorry, I'd put it in. So dry matter 88. So when I put there 88, it automatically changes. So I want now to draw my graph. I come and highlight these two like this. Actually, I can even just highlight this from the dry matter like that. I highlight the row columns I go to insert, I go to graphs. On my laptop, it gives me the recommended, but you could go maybe to bars. So I go to bar, maybe this one, a bar chart. This is what I click on, any chart, pivots, but I can go to bar, and then I click this. You see, this one which has them either clustered or not. You just click putting there. Don't put this, put this or this, whichever. So if I select this, for instance, it tells me, and then I say nutrient picture. I adjust the title and call it nutrient picture. So that is my graph. I can reduce it for visibility, which is okay. So that is my formulation tool. I have finished developing my formulation Excel sheet. The question is, how do I convert a formula to a recipe? That's what I'm going to. But now see, if I reduce here, see how it looks. If I reduced it like this, moved it like this, see how it looks. I have where I have the raw material, and then I have where I have this, but things change. I have to highlight first. You can make a mistake and make errors. I have to highlight first. Where do I now want to always adjust? So if I were you, I come here, I select this part, I change this part. So I click on that part. The parts that keep varying, I give them a unique color. I go to the inclusion, which is playful. I play with, highlight it up to 51, like that. I give it a color, maybe light green. I don't stop there. I right click where we clicked when we want to insert. By this time, go to format cells. Let me see. Format cells, you see it? Format cells. Not insert, but go to format cells. And then on formatting cells, you should see there are columns of number, alignment, font, border, fill, protection. Click on protection. And untick locked. You untick locked like that. You see? So, and I click OK. Down there is OK. So you click OK. And then you also, these changes of the nutrient requirement here, I also select it, because you keep selecting from, you bring in, if you have different raw materials, you just keep clicking. So I will show you how you use it. And then I also give it the same color. I right click, I select formatting, I also unlock it, and then I click OK. So I have unlocked. So how would this be beneficial? I can now go to what we call view. I go to view. Let me even reduce a bit for you. I go to view. See, this is the toolbar on top. I'll go to view. Review. I'll go to review, not view. I'll go to review and go to protect sheet. I click on protect sheet, and when you click on protect sheet, it gives you a summary. You can see it gives you a summary, but it is asking you to add a password. You see this? If I may enlarge here, it is asking for a password here. So put there, maybe I'll put there Joshua, my initials, Joshua Isiko J-I. I will say doctor, which is DR, Joshua Isiko, capital letter. Depends on you. So, and then I click OK. Put there a password you can remember. Let me see whether it accepts 2 letters. I would put there my initials, J-I. It has accepted J-I. It asks for secondary enter. I put again J-I, which is my initials. It clicks OK. How does this help me? I've locked all my Excel. That means in case I made a mistake and tapped here, it tells me that. Did you see? It is telling me that the cell or chart you are trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make change and protect it. So I minimize errors during formulation. So I've locked my sheet. And the only part that changes is here. You see, I can add anything there. It is okay. I can add just line to 6. And it allows. Because I unticked the locked cell. So this is your Excel sheet that you built to make sure that you have a formulation tool which you can use for formulation. Of course, it is tedious. Not everyone can do it, but it can help you to really test formulas that have problems. I use it a lot. I have mine. This is just an example for you. It has few ingredients. Don't lock before you add all the ingredients. And remember, if you want to lock again, to adjust or edit something, and lock before you adjust those cells. So how do you use it? That is the question.